listen to the streams on my work, and I be appreciating. I'm like, yeah, it seems like a little precursor game. Everybody get in before the real thing start, because it's kind of like what Brago do, but that nigga Brago be like, he just be late, so his shit be like, he be like 5 minutes of nothing. He be like, stream will start in 5 minutes.
That's why I don't even bother the countdown. Like I started when I started, cause I could be sitting right here and I could sit. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, this was
Come here, Benitez.
yeah.
Let me actually shut it down and hamstring.
Yeah, then this episode was good. Reach.
Yeah. I didn't finish the Invincible episode. I got through like 26, 24 minutes. I'll finish it tonight. That's my guy. Lucky Coin Syndicate leader. Young Zodiac. How you doing, brother? How goes it? I get so excited. Just got home from work not too long ago. About to get started, play some PS3. Feels it. Bill in the chite. Cooperate! Well, now I'm loud. Yo, Mikey, I'm gonna just switch to the thingy. What's good? What's happening? What's going on, people? Party people. What's Vince say? What's going on, party people?
What is popping?
Oh, I can't play this. Copyright dipshit. Yo! They're not finna get me with that. No, sirree, Bob. How y'all doing? What's going on? Yo! Nothing crazy today. We've talked some recent chapter stuff. We can talk some One Piece. We talk some My Hero. If you had anything to say about the last JJK chapter, I didn't talk about it. So if you had anything to say, now's the time, I guess.
Cool.
I don't remember shit, so I'm just throwing it out there. But anyway, how did you feel that My Hero chapter? And how do y'all feel about it in the chat? I loved it. I thought it was good.
You already know how I roll. That's my goal. I don't give a fuck what nobody say 10 out of 10. It's like I was saying before, it's just one of the things where you couldn't see the second and third user. Mm-hmm. And I was telling people, I was like, bro, it's not gonna be some like grand, like, first of all, I don't know, some of y'all not part of the community, but the stupid ass theory was that Bakugo and Kirishima somehow they drugged up Eri and used advanced machinery, and she pushed them back to the past, and the second and third were Bakugo and Kirishima.
Wait. No, stop.
Yeah, it was.
No. Stop. What the fuck did you just say to me? You see, start. I misheard that. Start over. There's no way.
So there was a while ago, almost a year ago, there was a crackpot theory that came out from a very popular MHA YouTuber. He made the theory that basically, long story short, that Eri, the time skip, right? Eri's hopped up on Trigger. They used the Trigger, to boost her quirk. Then after that, they used some technology, and then on some X-Men Days of Future Past shit, they sent Bakugo and Kirishima back to the past in order to fucking, stop Shigaraki somehow, some way. And that was why the second and third user weren't shown. That was part of the deal why they weren't shown for so long. That was a theory. And people actually believed it.
Hold on.
That was quite a popular theory. People really.
There's no fucking way. There's no way. This sounds like when Roger said Snake Man was going to be Luffy licking the ground like a snake. I'm not trying to hear some shit like that, bro. I can't take that seriously. I can't take that seriously. That's a idiot thing to me. I'm sorry, dog. What?
Yeah,
there's no fucking way, dude.
Yeah, people and then because I think the second user had hair like Bakugo, so these niggas was like, oh, this obviously.
You can't even entertain those ones. You have to just see that, hit the Will Smith. You look away. You don't even say nothing. Excuse me. The fuck are you talking about? That's actually crazy.
That is, I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised, but it's like one of the most popular brain dead theories in the fandom. Along with Off One is really Deku Dad.
This is what the fuck did that one nigga say about Fujitora being a time traveling zombie? Just shut the fuck up talking to me. What the hell are you talking about? Just be quiet. Just be quiet, dog. That's crazy.
Man, but back to some real shit though. But like I said, it makes because we were talking about it. Because if you think about the past and how shit used to be when it wasn't an era piece and Off One was ruling this shit. And we were talking about like, all right, bro, you know what? I actually called it. I was like, the reason these two niggas ain't shown is because everybody else accepted Deku. Why would these two old niggas really, these old heads, especially after what happened with Shigaraki? I mean, Deku wanted to save Tenko, not Shigaraki, but the child within, sure, because he's seen his past. I was like, they probably just don't fuck with this nigga because they want. Why would they want to fuck with this bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like naive young kid? Like, you know, it's like. Bro, the era we come back in, we was folding niggas in. Like, we had to kill niggas. And like I said, this chapter, we had to sacrifice so many fucking people just to fucking... And we didn't even stop that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I already seen this kind of like, bro, it's not some grandiose, oh my God, it's just like, they probably just don't fuck with that nigga. If I walk in a room full of 10 people, not everybody got like me. It's as simple as that.
No, everybody gotta like me. That's actually crazy. We talked about My Hero. It was a really bad theory. That's all. What's up, Brian? Never heard that theory either. The Will Smith look away. Yep. Yeah, that's really crazy. I actually have a question for you. I'm just kind of curious because I don't know if I don't recall ever really seeing this in My Hero, so I want you to kind of clarify something. Remember, you know that like I don't want to call her a creature, but the lady that Deku saved in the chapter.
The Xenomorph type. You know.
Okay, yeah, right.
Xenomorph type.
We have like really weird looking people due to their quirks, but has there ever really been like a strong, maybe a vigilante or something where like people who don't look humanoid at the very least are kind of people are like genuinely afraid of them? Because I kind of found their reaction to, like, I'm not a monster, I was just scared. Like, I found their reaction to her to be kind of weird. Like, why were they attacking her? You know what I'm saying? Because I never really seen someone be like, hey, you know, Kamui's a tree-looking nigga. No one... Washing machine's a washing machine. Like, I never felt that there was really that kind of discrimination based on appearance. So I thought this scene was a little... It popped out to me for that reason, but I don't know if I maybe misread that. I don't know how you feel.
So actually, in Vigilantes, the spinoff series, it's a lot more common that they talk about like how people with disfigured bodies or people like they don't like. Destro kind of highlight this too, but in Vigilantes they talked about like there are accommodations that made a lot of accommodations for people with different body types. So let's see, we're in the world of My Hero, right? Me, you, and Simi, and then we all got decent quirks or we're like normal sized people. But on the other hand, it's a handful of us, like 10 of us, and like three of us in the group are like fucking giants, or they fucking like they don't have the same body size. Like one nigga like 10, like two niggas like 10, and 115 feet. The issue is that like they don't accommodate to those other types of people. That's like where Redemption was saying like y'all don't really accommodate to everybody, like just for clothing and stuff like that. It's like so My Hero is that remember that starting NBA the KKK pulled up. Mm-hmm. The CRC, the Creature Rejection Clan, they hate xenomorph types, but there's different factions and levels to them. There's some like all different types of like sex, like KKK. You got like the violent type, but then you got there are different types of them. There's like different organizations.
Okay.
So we haven't fully seen a discrimination to it, but we still don't exist because the CRC, basically the KKK, they still exist within the world. And Spinner said the backwater town he was from, he's talking Shigaraki. They were racist there too, and he's just a fucking like a lizard. But if you like, apparently like that's what Stan was talking about. These niggas twice talking about like y'all niggas just turn away from shit y'all can't really help. if it don't appease y'all or don't get y'all the stats y'all want in the public eye.
Old
So
boy
now
in
that
class 1A who covering his face with the octo arms covers his face due to physical appearance. Okay, fair enough.
yeah, Shoji. So in the volume, make sure on no analysis book, Shoji's face was shown, and he kind of like got like a monster in his face, but he scared a young girl before, so that's why he wears the mask over his face.
Okay, I just wanted to kind of clarify that because it didn't feel like a weird scene. I just couldn't recall to myself, did I ever see anyone freak out over someone's appearance? Like Giganta Mantio, whatever the fuck his name, aside because he's literally like a million feet tall. Like I don't care. Someone's that big, you're gonna be intimidated. You just because of the sheer size and imposing figure of them. But Simi,
What's good?
how you doing, brother?
I'm fine. I'm just dandy. I had a decent fucking Friday. Got my obligations out of the way with my sister, so I'm cleared up for the rest of the week until Monday rolls around again.
That's what's up. I had a good day too, man. I had a good day too. I had, I had my big piece of chicken between two bread.
Woo!
Yeah, I had a good day. I had a good day.
Yeah, I beat Resident Evil 7
Okay.
this morning. That's what I was doing in the call yesterday. Yeah, did that. Game still fire. And other than that, I just chilling. Yeah, the usual.
Okay. All right. So that out the way, then I'm gonna let you speak in a second, Sim, because I had a thing I wanted to say. I really like that moment. Like when I don't know what it is about the panel where he's just like floating because he's like obviously still kind of like not tall. He's just holding the umbrella over her. I like that. It's cute. I don't know why I like that panel a lot. It is. I just do.
Because heroism raw. That's why.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just I just wanted to ask you that question because I thought maybe I was missing something. Again, I didn't think the scene was out of place because it makes sense because she's not humanoid. I just didn't recall because even like Gang Orca was about to chat. Like people seem to fuck with it. It'd be funny, you know. Be throwing people wrong. Like so. Sydney, how you felt the chapter from My Hero? General thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I'm in the same camp that Vince is in. Like, if you ask me about it, speak in depth, I'm gonna be like grasping at straws and struggling because I'm honestly just here for the ride. I click the link, I read the chapter, I enjoy it, I keep it pushing. I don't have like a million and one different things to say. I don't got no fucking theories or nothing like that. I'm just here for the ride. I'm enjoying what I'm been given every week,
Mm-hmm.
and I keep it pushing. But yeah, the chapter was good. It naturally went in a way that I was not remotely thinking. That's not in a bad way, but we now we're in a completely different area. It's a completely different time of day. Shit, probably a few days, hell, maybe not, maybe even weeks pass by, and shit, we doing something completely different than we were doing last week. I have issue with that, but yeah, chapter was good in general, as it always is.
Yeah, that's what I said, as per usual. like, um, no, I like the All Might scene aside too, because I like those little moments because I feel like they're hamming this up a bit because I feel like All Might's gonna be out of here sooner rather than later. But I enjoy hearing and seeing all the various vestiges kind of conversing, arguing, and talking with one another. I thought that was really, really cool. And obviously, one of the things that's becoming a big talking point, I mean, within the narrative, but I guess the community too, is Deku saying he wants to save Shiggy, but then they're being like, awful one, blah, blah, can't be saved, this and that and the third. I thought that they're like them conversing it gives more credence to the fact that I don't think it's going to happen because I think at the end of the day, his morals is gonna be challenged because he's gonna be like, yo, I don't care. He's gonna be on his muscle type beat. Like muscle's like, bro, stop trying to psychoanalyze me. I'm trying to fight. I wanna break shit. I wanna do bad shit with my friends in the mall. Like he did not care. He did not. There was no diplomacy and no reasoning with that nigga. So it was a good chapter though.
Yeah, man.
Now tell me what I missed on page 6, panel 4 that ties back to chapter 162 and came full circle.
It's so funny. Well, it's actually funny. There was a slight note in there, but yeah, Ollie, if I pronounce that right. Nah, Deck was killing shit at the end of the series. Shigaraki is not being redeemed. Horikoshi already said that. Shigaraki installed his ideals. He didn't forget his past. He never will. And it's not just his dream and smart, it's his allies too. So he's not ever turn it back. He already said
He
that.
go send that boy to his family. He go see Nana.
Yes. But real quick, so we were talking about when the second user actually pulled up and said Yoichi. So we got the first user's name now, which is Yoichi.
Mm-hmm.
When they pull up and say them, unless the Viz clears it up, the quality, the second user didn't have that scar he had on his face. So we theorized that he has on his face when you see him in the Vestiges world.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about when exactly does the Vestiges take shape? Is it when you pass on the quirk? So that's when the like your form takes place when you pass on the quirk, and it stays like that no matter how much time passes, essentially.
Mm.
So then, in that effect is that so that because we know that too, because in the smoke quirk user, if you go way back in like when Deku was first getting the book, the Campos book, learning all the new quirks, he was talking about, and Alma was like, they were survivors. They weren't chosen ones; they were survivors. You see that In lost his fucking arm, but you can see in the Vesta's world he clearly has his arm.
Mm.
So it's like, yeah, okay. So it's like, all right. So obviously, it's when they passed the quirk originally that they keep their usual form in that state. So it's like, all right, since he didn't have the scar when he first pulled up and saved them and they met, it's most likely after when they were fighting All For One, and what they did is that he died. Because we were theorizing like the first one sacrificed his life for some shit in battle and died to pass on to the second and third user. Because there was no way him actually knowing initially that he had the quirk to pass on. That's why he had to stockpile the quirk.
Yeah. And then was it the second that kind of gave him the courage to pass it on? If I remember that correctly, something like that.
That's like when they made the bond together, and then like because the first
yeah,
one was
he extended the helping hand back then.
yeah, back then with the third user too. So it's like the first user Yoichi wasn't giving that shit up, and he wasn't bending his will to his brother All For One. And then as you see, it went further. So a lot more lore back then, because I understood why he held back to it, because the series has to naturally progress into the darker territory.
Yeah.
Because it's not unnecessary.
I think that will come, especially with the first.
Yeah.
I think we'll get that for sure at some point. I don't know if we'll dive fully into all of them. You might get like a montage-ish, but I definitely think for at least the 1 to 2, we'll get like a in-depth look at what was going on.
And then a lot of people don't really realize on a parallel to this is that all this Deku focus and introspection and growth, really Shigaraki finna trump on all that, because he's already basically about complete at this point. Mm-hmm. And then I'm betting 100% that the face reveal for All For One logistically comes from Shigaraki and All For One themselves, since they've seen it, and he's still alive and around for a reason, so we'll be getting his POV of things too, because we have to get a precedent for what he was like, his point of view, because Shigaraki is just as much the MC for the villains, parallel Deku at every turn, like this. So while Shigaraki been sleeping, Deku getting his forefront, his focus here, because he didn't get it in the war like Shigaraki did.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that Shigar's gonna beat him first, and then he's gonna have the time skip type beat?
Yeah, well, so like basically what's going to happen is a few more events will happen like within these arcs, like a few more build up here. But then as Shigaraki wakes up, the pieces will start to come together as he conquests to rise to the top. Because all you gotta do is parallel to how All For One, like they already set the plan. Just annihilate all the heroes, cause chaos, and then cause chaos to all the cities, which is already all of Japan, which is already happening. And then when laws become lawless, just another redestroying them. They rise, talk about liberation, then they throw Shigaraki on top of all of it. Okay. And the second coming of All For One. Like the plan still happens, it just happened in a different way. But since it didn't happen the way people expected, they kind of got the misdirection. The Horikoshi already told you what's going to happen. It's just people kind of got sidetracked because all the hope and optimism. But when at 306, when that shit happened with Deku, I said, oh, Horikoshi just setting y'all niggas up for the pump fake. Y'all keep getting all this hope and hype. I was like, nah.
Red herring? More of a red herring, you think?
Yeah, it's just more like, all right, they're setting up, like Simi said, they already announced their plan. We haven't seen a villain since 297 for a fucking reason. The only person we've seen was Dabi, and he said, haha, not enough yet. And
not enough yet?
He said, yeah. So he got plans, so it's like, all right, shit coming. There's a reason we haven't seen all of them. So like when they move, it won't be like, all right, we set up all our plans. Now it's gonna fail like it did before. Like, nah, the heroes got all they can't really do shit because they don't know where the fuck All For One at. They don't know where Shigaraki and them. Nobody knows. That's why All For One let everybody loose so they can't track these niggas.
Okay. Who hopped in? The Vince?
Yeah, it's me.
My guy, what did it do?
We need.
I'm here. I'm alive.
But are you Gucci? Are you good? Are you great?
Well, I'm doing better than I was yesterday.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Deku's gonna do the Aang and Ozai thing. He's gonna give a nigga a chance, but Shige's gonna wild down. Deku's gonna have to body him. Yeah, I could see that. Like he'll give like that one final like, you know, he's gonna be like on this Frieza gimmick, and he'll be like, "You fool!" type beat.
Okay.
That girl we saw the chapter. She's gonna be the first person Shiggy takes their quirk. He's gonna take quirks from those who don't want it and give them to quirks from niggas who want it. Ooh.
Just like on his All For One gimmick, that's what All For One was doing when that shit first happened.
How do you feel about the chapter though, Vince? General thoughts on the My Hero chapter.
It was good. You know, I'm always curious to see where the next footing and stuff goes. I mean, I just kind of defer. At this point, I just defer everything to E. This nigga is like I'll be reading My Hero, but at this point, I'm kind of just like, okay, that was cool. Let's see where
He's definitely hard carries me. He hard carries me.
Yeah, I just look at it. I'm just like, okay, cool. Let's see where we going next. Cause to me, basically, this is still like, oh, we seeing what's happening in the rest of the country right now because of all the shit that transpired. Mm-hmm. And just like now, fucking woman can't fucking go on the what you trying to go on? I forgot already. Mm-hmm. Like a train or some shit.
What's up, yeah?
Trying to leave. Talking about, oh, I'm just trying to go on this. Life? They fucking flagging her down, about to light her up. I'm down. Let the woman go on the train and shit. Like, yeah, the world in flux. It's cool to see Deku run around doing hero shit. You know, he really pushing himself to do all this.
Yeah.
It's just like All Might like, bro, you gonna like slow down? You gonna eat something? Like you gonna do something? Like
man, I have to make him a bento.
World in complete.
Like
yeah.
He on my we're not going there, but yeah, I don't know.
I want to see another. I'm ready to see another perspective though. Yeah, I did like the little extra stuff. I kind of want to see what's going on with everybody else. You know?
60,
but
69,
you know, this has been nice the past 2-3 chapters.
Grizzlies. The Grizzlies can beat the Blazers. I don't respect them defensively.
But like I said, Vince, it's good to focus on Deku now because when Shigaraki wake up, there's no stopping that nigga.
Oh, I agree. I no disagreement with there is, but one thing we always criticize this series for just it could spotlight the other people a little bit more. I understand though; it's Deku's time right now. Like,
hey man, I don't want to ever see that tape elbow nigga again. I don't ever want to see him again.
Oh, no, I mean, not that person specifically.
All right.
Yeah.
Have cooties? Nah. Have well, shit. I had a question for East. It's a question about something low key old, but I totally lost it while I was sitting and waiting. I don't remember. Something to do with Deku. Oh, it had something to do with the kind of the premise of Deku and everything. Because personally speaking, I always felt like the kind of multiple quirk thing made sense. Because I remember when he first got it, they were calling it like the last quirk bender and all kinds of nonsense, everything like that. But even especially with I actually probably should have brought it up to you a couple weeks ago, but especially with the reveal that part of the reason All For One manifested itself in a special way within Toshinori and Deku was because they didn't have quirks. I felt like them not having quirks from the get-go was actually like really well planned. I think some people always try to like be like, this series was supposed to be about him being on his Batman gimmick and not getting powers and yada yada blah blah blah, and then now he has like 8, and I'm like, if this quirk is something you pass on, and you're passing on the quirk, but also the other person, they had one already, it makes sense that somebody he'd inherit it. Now at first I thought it was strange that it only manifested in Deku, sure. But I honestly thought that whole thought process, as elongated of a plot thread that it is, I thought it made sense. I don't know where you stand.
Well, actually, like you said, it was actually foreshadowed because I can go all the way back to like when All Might first talked about the quirk, it long past the point of singularity. Mm-hmm. Then I identified once again what the hell quirk singularity was when Bakugo and them were with the kids, and it was like, yo, what's up with these kids? Why the fuck they so strong? I was like, have you heard the Doomsday Theory?
What do you mean by Full Metal Deku, by the way? Sorry, keep going.
They mean like Deku losing his arms or like getting doing the robot arm.
No, I don't need that. I don't care. Flesh out. Robot
Yeah,
arm cool
yeah.
though. Shot the conquest. Shh.
Hey, hey. But shit. But yeah. But then they talk about it once again. And
Just to let y'all know, sorry, my bad, real quick. This shit uploaded to Spotify, so I'm on Spotify now.
All right, bet.
Let's
Just
go.
you can post a link. Post a link in the my Discord. Not everybody.
Mhm.
You have my permission. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna address the arm thing, later. But yeah, then they talked about it in the when the Mia Quirk's like Quirk Singularity, like all right, the quirks get stronger as time goes on. And
Yes. Yes. You did say. I remember you saying this. Yes.
they start melding together and they start getting even more strong
Mhm.
as time goes on. And it's like, well, eventually, what happens, like it gets too strong for them. Then once again, in post NBA, like Ujiko was explaining that shit even more. Like, yeah, we seen it back in the fourth generation, but like quirks, then the hard eventually the software not gonna match the hardware, or hardware match the software, whichever one. Then then it will be too strong. So then you see that with Deku, why his body was breaking so goddamn much, because instead of being like the fifth, sixth generation what they're on now, that motherfucker skipped like 9 generations. Plus, this shit was boosted every single time. Plus, you had the other quirk factors into that motherfucker. So Singularity, he was already at the extinction point of Singularity. See, but he was lucky enough not to have a quirk. So when y'all people were like upset about his arms, was that Deku was at 5%, so he was getting 95% of a blowback. Once he got to 45% of his quirk, he was only getting 55% of the blowback from what he originally had intended, because his body is keeping up with more percentage of quirk because his body's getting used to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought they fully explained why his arm didn't like just fall off, because and he has a support item that's something that was similar to what Alma used to. He say silver or golden age. I don't remember what age he said, but he used to hold it. Okay, yeah. So like I thought they explained that very well.
Yeah. So then like it's like all right. It's like then they explained it too. Then it's like all right, and it was fun because they're talking about in sports. But it was like yo, All Might. Maybe you had chosen, somebody like Todoroki. They willed the power so great because they already had a quirk and other. But when you go like how you was talking about what's different like retcon and recontextualizing, it's a little bit like all right, it's kind of recontextualized everything because they didn't have that prior knowledge, but that's what they explained in the Vessels word. It was like, well, thanks to Yagi, All Might, we seen that this is why this happened. This is why the fucking fourth user died the way he did, because that motherfucker, it cracked his body open, but everybody else died young because All For One killed their ass. So
Not
it's
to
like,
mention he was in the air. She was able to balance the rebound of using 100% with other quirks, but niggas don't read. Of course.
yeah, that's all Bob goes literally talking about. Yo, he's using every quirk he has to like slow down the fucking recoil, and then he was using Black Whip around his goddamn arm to suppress that on the inside and outside. So it
Yeah,
kept
they
his
don't
body
even.
intact.
They just tapping right. Shit loading. They just tapping right. Yo, that shit was trash. They didn't explain the arm. That's what they did.
So yeah, so it's like now it's completely in line for him having all these quirks. Like and like I said, it's a vessel that like the fourth user's body broke just because he had it for that fucking long. Everybody else died early with a quirk, but like had someone like Todoroki who already had 2 quirk factors boosted him like that motherfucker would have died with like in a year or some shit. That shit would have broke his goddamn body. So Deku was extremely lucky to get where he's at with that.
Or go. The training. Black with the best quirk he got besides float. That's racist, yo. I understand why he took less damage. It's one a bit more. I'm being greedy, I guess. Yeah,
By the way,
a little bit.
on that part, I already told y'all about the parallels because you see, they still mentioned it and referenced it again. What Deku was doing his arms, they said that deterioration isn't over. So the plot line for the arms still isn't completely done, and that's it. I've been talking about the parallels because when Shigaraki lost his fucking fingers and shit, there was no setup for that, and that's the main fucking way he used touch over all 5 fingers, and you decay, right? But that nigga he got his shit rocked in NBA for that shit. So the plot line isn't done. So when that third rematch come back around, and then because the next time they meet is not gonna be the final fight. I'm still trying to figure out. We're all trying to figure out how to fuck Deku escape the next one. Cause he definitely getting his ass beat.
He is, and I can't wait.
Yeah, so he gonna be as
First he must fall, so he can rise.
Yes, sir. That's how you become the greatest hero. You take back what's been lost. Once you stop that shit early.
All right.
But any more questions before we move on? I know y'all tired of my hair, man. We don't want to talk about One Piece, this and other.
No, it's not about the rush. I'm trying to make sure we touching everything. Is there anything you think we forgot? You know, you're the lead. You're the captain on this. We following your lead. I'm the number 3 hero.
I'm not even in the top 10, or I'm just outside that hole.
I'm definitely top 10. But I'm not one right now.
Nah, it's like
I'm on the come up though. I'm climbing the ranks. You know what I'm saying?
Send me in his number 3, 4 spot like headshot. He just be there cool. He don't say no more than he need to.
No need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He got remote bombs.
Hey, son, you seen that? I had the remote bomb. That shit was so gas. I said, there's no way they gave me this shit. I'm gonna have some fun. Then that nigga also. I said, wait, chill.
Ali, I'm not sure if Shigaraki can decay it because it is energy, but I would theorize he could because he was knocking out Redestro's ball energy, like energy balls and stress balls.
He said ball.
Yeah, dude,
So
that's so.
gimmick.
I was. You didn't see my fleet? That shit was fire. They gave me.
Nigga said, sheer heart attack has a weakness. He walked past it. Oh, that was funny. All right, let's get into this One Piece chapter. Now, this was probably one of the chapters I enjoyed the least for a little minute, but I already know what part of the chapter was stupidly contentious. And Simba, you probably know too. It's the last scene with Big Mom. I haven't seen any reactions and whatnot. I didn't care to look because I don't want to talk to them fucking morons. But first, I'll ask everyone in the chat. I know Abdul. I think I saw you say you didn't like it. I know not Pure Life. Was it Alex? Somebody in the comments. I didn't answer comments yet, but they said they wasn't really feeling that one part. Otherwise, it was okay. But how do you feel the chapter overall?
I like that. I need a freaking. You see, with things like One Piece and My Hero, since I'm not in the community like that, I don't know the logic that fans of these series use to rate and theorize with this shit. So I still need to watch both your and Pat's live reaction, but I thought the chapter was fine. I thought it was cool. I mean, it wasn't as hype as like the previous 3. Nah, but I liked it because it went in a direction that I had no idea, like at all. I would have never freaking guessed this is the direction we was going in a million fucking years type beat. Like literally the only thing that I got right was somebody was gonna go through a fucking window and back in the building. That's the only thing I got right. But other than that, I thought it was fire. And this like pseudo face turn, to me, that shit gas. We need all the firepower we need. Fuck that. I don't care what the fuck that bitch complain about. That shit fire.
Oh, I hear you. People are also not happy with Luffy. They think he's gonna win against Kaido with ease and in base. Alright. The problem is he's doing so well in base, which doesn't make much sense. I disagree with that.
Is he?
I disagree with that. I think
3 classes is doing good in base, I guess. Hey, go ahead.
No, it's not. This is first of all, this is not necessarily uncommon, right? Because I can go all the way back to the Rob Lucci fight where it seemed that for whatever reason, once Rob Lucci transformed, Luffy just couldn't hang with him until he went Gear Second. But by the time his Gear Second ran out that first time and he was fighting Rob Lucci, this is before he hit him with the big gigantic arm. He was fighting him in base. He gets better in the fight in that way. But with the I'll go through all the examples in a second. But with the Kaido thing, I think what people keep forgetting is what was really the issue with Luffy fighting Kaido. What was the problem? What could he not do?
He couldn't get through his scales.
Was he? What did we did? Nothing we had seen didn't say his observation. Like obviously, observation haki wasn't giving him enough time to dodge some of Kaido's attacks because they were fast. But he could still evade him. He can evade Big Mom. It's not like he can't evade them, get out the way. He's not just getting hit by shit is so fast I can't even react type beat. But the problem was he could not fucking hit him. And Kaido doesn't even really dodge anything, right? So Kaido's a meathead. Like, I think one thing that happens a lot of time with in combat is people don't take in people's personalities enough into it. I probably first noticed this way back when I was reading Bleach of all things, where I'm like, why? How come the moment this nigga got his marble, he just stopped dodging shit? Like, I got this marble in my chest. I ain't dodging nothing. Because he stopped dodging shit, that was ultimately Aizen's downfall, because Urahara hit him with some whatever third fucking tier spell that activated when he was tired or some shit. I don't remember. He became a stick. But the point is, people weren't taking in like Aizen's mentality, which is why I would say, I remember like having this argument back in like it's like BBM Blackberry days, where I'm like, I think Itachi would beat him because he would stop dodging and he'd get sealed, right? Kaido's like, yo, we fighting, we scrapping, let's go. Kaido's not really evading shit. He wants to have a good fight to the death. Like, this is when we brought up the Zoro versus Katakuri and Zoro versus Kaido thing, where I'm like, the thing that Zoro would have to overcome in the Katakuri fight is so vastly different in comparison to what he has to overcome in the Kaido fight. This is evasion versus just like extremely hard defense that you can't seem to get through. I feel like Kaido's obviously still outclassing Luffy in most categories, but I never felt that Luffy was so inferior that he absolutely couldn't hang with Kaido. He just couldn't fucking hurt him for some reason. And once he figured out the Conqueror thing, remember I said this like 2 weeks ago, I think he now has everything he needs to win. I'm not saying he's stronger, faster, more experienced, this, that, and the third, X, Y, and Z. But now that he can flow his Conquerors like Ryoyu and hurt Kaido, he has all the tools he needs. It's just a matter of can he apply them well at the right times and whatnot in order to overcome that hurdle. Anyone want to chime in? I feel like I was talking for like 5 minutes.
Yes. I wanted to wait till you were done.
Sorry.
So, you're good. You're good. I'm making sure you got your point across. But here's my thing, right? Something I feel like with these fan bases, because I understand complaining about stuff not going your way. So I kind of see it like this, or this is from not my perspective, because I do my best to try to understand both sides. So I think a lot of people's problem with everything that's going on in Wano or whatever is that they wanted it to feel bigger and more important, and I guess they probably somewhat, if I'm reading it right, they kind of wanted Kaido to like, I guess, be dominating these guys. But here's my issue, right? Okay, let's say hypothetically Kaido was doing that, and then Luffy found a way to come back and win, or they found a way out of this situation. Well, then everybody would be bitching about it. That was Oda pulled some fucking ass pull out of his fucking ass to fucking complete this shit. So it's just like, I just sometimes when I feel like we dealing with this shit, it's just like, what did you expect him to do? Because when you really look at it, like, this is kind of just we as fan bases what we do. Even though I'm not really part of One Piece fan base like that, but if our fan, what we do, we kind of talk ourselves into shit being a lot bigger, more important than it does. Like at no point, we talked about the other day, Kaido's been captured a whole bunch of times. Kaido has fought a whole bunch of people and been hit, and fucking, technically he should have died. He died because he can't die. So it's just like, when they're fighting Kaido, first of all, like I keep saying, Luffy not fighting Kaido one-on-one. He hasn't been, at least up to this point. He ain't been fighting him one-on-one. So it's not like he ain't have help. And then 2, it's not like Kaido, like you said, like you were explaining earlier, it's not like Kaido has ever been the type to be like, y'all can't hit me. He not like a super schemer. He not none of that. He ain't. He just punching and kicking. He's like, all right, we doing this straight up, and Luffy likes fighting just like that. Luffy loves doing
It's the same reason a lot of people could have a good chance against Kenpachi. Not because Kenpachi's not strong. He's gonna be like, yo, cut me. Oh yeah.
Right.
Come on. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on. Like, I don't know, man. But actually, Pat, before I do my second lap, go ahead.
Okay. You see,
About water.
when it comes down to One Piece, it's like I've always said. I've noticed this. I started noticing it really around Dressrosa, but then it became more evident and apparent to me. For some reason, Western One Piece fans don't like seeing Luffy win. It just bothers them. I don't get it. When we were in Dressrosa,
Cranberry juice it is.
Doflamingo was hyped up to high heaven. He was a Tenryubito. He had Conqueror's Hockey. He was working with Kaido. We saw him use his Devil Fruit like nobody has ever used it before. He had the Birdcage. Everybody was like, nah, Luffy can't beat Doflamingo one-on-one. He's too powerful. What happened? Luffy sent him to the abyss. People were salty. There was
Yeah,
salty
yeah, I
fans.
agree. I agree with you. I agree with you, Pat. For whatever reason, they just like, Luffy not supposed to win or not. Also, okay, like I understand you want the villain to have a good showing, but it's just like, are they not having a good showing? It's not no one-sided beatdown.
This-
Like, what's the problem?
Exactly.
this is
And
the
it was so confusing to me because, for one, it was a tag team effort at
and
first.
here it is.
And Luffy agreed to it because it was Law's plan. Law was the one that had beef with Doflamingo, not Luffy. But I never felt when I was reading it that, yo, Doflamingo, he's probably so much stronger than Luffy. No, I was like, he's a warlord. He worked with Kaido. He got some of the same qualities that Luffy got with Conquerors and Devil Fruit usage and stuff like that. And Luffy been training for the last 2 years. So this is somebody he should be able to take down on his own. And we saw the fruits of the training, Gear 4th. Then we moved to Whole Cake. A Whole Cake, Katakuri was introduced. He's never lost before. When he was born, he came out the womb walking.
Nigga
he got
flipped, did a
conquerors.
fucking triple flip, landed on one leg, and said, "I looked down on the ground." All right, dude.
He can see into the future. Like Katakuri was being hyped up to high heaven again. Then what happened? Luffy started fighting him. He was getting his ass whooped. He was having a hard time. And then Oda did something that was such an elementary thing to do that's completely logical. He went back to the 2-year period that he blanked out and filled in the blanks. And people got mad. Why? What was the point of the time skip then if he wasn't going to use this to fill in the blanks? Now we coming back to Wano. Luffy fighting Kaido. When Luffy fought him the first time, it's not like he wasn't able to even touch him at all, or he was having difficulty like seeing through his attacks or anything like that. It's just his scales were so tough, and we had to figure out why. And Luffy got embarrassed that first time he 1v1. Now we know why. Luffy figured it out. We've been establishing from the beginning of the time skip, Haki blooms in battle. It's not like Kaido got Conquerors, Luffy don't got Conquerors. We been know Luffy had Conquerors. So now Luffy using Conquerors too. This evens the playing field a little bit. Plus they fought 5 versus 2 before this. And before that, Kaido fought the whole Scabbards by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So now Luffy and Kaido on an even playing field, people upset. I mean,
I don't want to like. I don't think you having a problem with Luffy and Kaido is the issue. Like if you think it's a little too soon or something, I don't think it's the issue. I just think the way the community goes about it is usually what bothers me, because they're such babies and they whine and they just yell and it's like it's trash, right? There are arguments of people saying the 2 weeks are overriding the 2-year training. That doesn't make any sense. Because it doesn't make any sense. That's dumb. That's just straight up dumb. I don't agree with that. I can see you looking at this a little bit sideways because I don't know. I remember saying this, but I don't remember how often I said it. But I said it's gonna bother a lot of you guys, but Luffy's probably at this point coming to the rooftop a lot stronger in those 2 weeks that people are gonna want to give him credit for. I'm not saying you need to be happy about it. I'm just telling you what it is gonna be what it is, because I probably feel the way that people feel about Luffy, probably the way that I somewhat feel about Zoro, where I'm like, he just kind of arbitrarily got a little bit stronger. But Zoro's the one character we know is constantly weightlifting, training, and sharpening his swords and whatnot. So I could at the very least rationalize off screen when no one's watching him. He under his waterfall, he's swinging his 1,000,000-ton fucking weight, dumbbell, everything. So like, shit, at a point. But yeah, I always felt like Zoro, like I always wanted him to have that in between step that Luffy had, like the cat Katakuri step, I accepted that Killer is gonna or Kamizo would be that step. I just kind of rationalized that in my head so I can keep it forward. I didn't love it, but sometimes it gets messy. You get to where you get to. Not really excusing that. So you're saying it's power creep? Not necessarily. You can argue that though, and I would understand why someone would say that. But the point that I want to make with the Luffy thing with Kaido is I really think that a lot of people's opinion on Luffy's strength was just really wrong at the time. I can't tell you what to think. You interpret the story how you do, but I never really felt that he was that inferior. So at this point, I don't think there's any point in power scaling the crew to Wano. Oda's gonna put them where he wants them. I don't wait till post Wano. I would do that probably. I'd wait till after Wano 2 before I really power scale. And you know me, I don't really care for the power scaling like that. But how many times have we seen Luffy who, when he has a form and he goes out of it, he's still fighting in base, right? This is not a new thing. Yep. That's the thing. I think that's really what's getting me. I'm like, he did this versus Katakuri as well. He was getting better and better observation. He was fighting him in base, and then he went Snake Man. He burned out against
in base for the majority of the fight.
He burned out against Rob Lucci, blah blah blah, yada yada. He was fighting him in base, used gear third, turned small, then used gear second, again. It's not even a new thing. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up because I have a problem with people who argue against futility. You like it or you don't like it. I'm not even here to be like, hey, this is good or bad, but it's like it's consistent. So it's like, you know how I would say, why do people argue about One Piece designs being goofy, wacky, zany, and over the top this far into the story? It makes no sense to me. It's not going to change. It's One Piece. Oh, Kaido's crew looks so lame, blah, blah, blah. All right, I can't tell you how to feel about their crew, but if goofy designs is what you're complaining about, you probably shouldn't be here. This is One Piece. It's not going. That's a staple. You feel me?
Hello, I would like to speak.
So go ahead. Sorry, I don't keep cutting you off.
I don't know if this is like the curse of Dragon Ball or whatever, where niggas want Luffy to just be in a new form and be fighting or some shit like that, and be doing that the entire time. But not only, as you said, this is consistent. There ain't never been a single fight where he was in a non-base form the entire thing, and then did the entire fight against and in that freaking extended form. But my thing is, he not fighting nobody one-on-one. What's going on? The issue is, so from what I'm understanding, the issue is that he's fighting Kaido one-on-one, right? But he's not fighting him one-on-one. Kaido fought how many niggas before that? And took how many hits before that? There's a giant asterisk on all of these fights. Spanning 2 arcs ago. He's not fighting nobody one-on-one. So what is the issue? So you can make the argument if the fight was one-on-one from beginning to end, no X factors and whatnot, that it will go different. But he's not fighting anybody one-on-one. And booking, the very basics of booking one-on-one, booking for dummies, what that means is Oda is protecting these antagonists because they're losing to how many variables, not just a straight up one-on-one fight. So I said the argument a few streams ago that Luffy didn't beat Don Flamingo, the country, I should say the island, the island of Dressrosa beat Don Flamingo, because if it was a one-on-one fight, Luffy would have went gear 4th. He hit him, as we saw. He hit Don Flamingo. He was stuck in the wall, but then Don Flamingo got up first, and Luffy still had to wait 10 minutes. Then he would have killed him, right? But then we had all the citizens of Dressrosa, carry him, stall for time, decoys and all that other stuff. So what's the issue? Like, Oda's not even betraying what y'all want, because Luffy's not beating nobody freaking one-on-one like that. That even happened in the freaking Katakuri fight. So what's the issue? I'm so lost.
I don't know, man. It's always someone that takes things in stride. It takes a lot to bother me, which is why I don't say much about One Piece. We want it to make sense. It's not that I don't understand why things bother people. At the end of the day, again, It just literally just reminds me of like the Admirals things, right? Because I'm one of the only people. People are always like, "Hey, yo, if Kizaru had to fight Kaido 1-on-1, who would win?" And I go, "I don't know. I mean, what do you know? What do you mean you don't know? It's obviously I don't fucking know, nigga. What the hell? First of all, relax. What's wrong with you? Why you circling over there? Second of all, I do not downplay the Admirals. I actually hold them in high tier, in high like regard. I've always felt like I've held Luffy to a higher standard than most people. I was actually genuinely shocked when he was that outclassed by Katakuri. I didn't think he was gonna get his ass beat like that. I was literally surprised. So obviously we're just looking at it from a different vantage point from the get-go, so we're not gonna see eye to eye because I don't think Luffy's weak. I never thought he was. I always give him so much credit. So I guess the disconnect is gonna start there. So for me, it makes sense because I never thought Luffy was that outclassed. Probably the last time I thought Luffy was like really, really like a Yonko really like Sunday. I'm like, oh, you're not ready? Was Whole Cake. But I think he made incredible strides from the Katakuri fight to the rooftop. I think he had boasted the highest growth rate aside from Helmeppo and Kobe. I would say I think they have the highest growth in the series, personally speaking. From non-combatants to where they are today, I think they've made the greatest leap in power. Right? I hate talking about fucking power scaling, but I do.
Well, here's the thing. Right?
This is the least interesting thing about One Piece. I don't fucking care about this shit. Yeah, I want to talk about Zeus so badly. But hold on. Let me just finish. Let me just get this this thought off. I forgot what did I just say? Whatever. Go ahead, dog. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. No, I was just gonna say real quick. To your point about consistency, it's not like we haven't seen Luffy do this. He did this versus the CP9. That's why I don't really be care. Like everything after that, because if you were gonna be mad about something like this happen, that was the time to be mad about it. But after it's already been established, it's already been established. There's no point in getting mad about this shit happening now. When he fought, and they all got their ass whooped by the CP9, and then we made we talked about it. We were just like, oh, because they weren't like fully focused. And then after that whole conversation, people should have realized that like, oh, it's a different when they fully focus. And then like we argued, he got help. It's so many variables. They fully focus. They know the weakness. It's different now. They seen the attacks coming. Mm-hmm. Like there's so many things that come for that. And they just wanted to be like, oh no, like you can't pass this person without X amount of training for this amount of time and this and this. But this series ain't never been that. The series ain't never cared about doing no shit like that. The fact that they train at all, they should be happy for that because these niggas weren't training at all. They were just fucking going for the fucking island just beat niggas up.
I've always said Luffy literally embodies the phrase that the best experience is experience. He just learns in the fight. That's how he always has been. He's like, oh, yeah. You guys kick off the ground really fast and move quickly. That's interesting. Let me get that. I'm gonna take that. Like that's how he is. So like again, for me, I see like I'll say this. I honestly probably see One Piece a lot differently than most people. Because I spent a lot of years not associated with this part of the community. As a matter of fact, I want them to leave me alone. I don't want to talk about who leave me alone, right? But damn, what the fuck was I just saying? Do you think current base Luffy beats Katakuri? Yeah, I don't think Katakuri can hang with him at all anymore. I don't think he stands a chance. I even think Luffy's future side is probably better, but I don't know if he can stay calmer more often because he's more of an ape. I don't know what I was gonna say. They want anything else to say about the 1-on-1 thing?
Yes, he's not fighting nobody 1-on-1. So what's the issue? I'm still stuck on that. Who was he fighting? Like he didn't even fight Cracker 1-on-1. What's going on?
You know the funny thing is, there's people who hate that he's not fighting people 1-on-1 too. So it's just you can't really win. We can't really. You can't really win. They're gonna kind of like the goalpost kind of always moves, and I don't tell anyone what to think because it's your you add a story you want to, but I do think part of the reason the community is never, ever satisfied on anything related to combat, power scaling, power creep, this, that, and the third, power ceiling, is because all they talk about is they will take one little panel from chapter 260 and over, like, you see the exclamation mark means that I'm like, dog, you guys cannot be this fucking serious. This is literally insane. Like, when Sanji kicked Oven, that became such, like, you don't you see the speed he did? I'm like, bro, why do you guys do this? That's, nigga, get the cake and let's go. No, like, why am I sitting here? We're talking about, oh my, Zoro could never. I can't stand these niggas. I'm done with this topic. We're moving on. We're done. Now, I want to talk about Hawkins real quick, and then I'll get to the Zeus thing. Okay? Now, we know Hawkins is my guy. That's my supernova. That's my guy. Hawkins, it's time to leave the Beast Pirates, dog. I need you to look at the cards again. See 51%. And turn coat, okay? I need you to turn coat. I'm not trying to see this. Killer versus Hawkins is literally the least hype thing. I do not care about this. This is not exciting to me in this. I don't care. This is not exciting to me. But what I do like is that Kid is going to Big Mom solo. That's interesting to me because that means that Luffy will be fighting Kaido right now 1v1 and Killer's going to pull up on Big Mom 1v1. I like that because who are the two supernovas we're always saying are kind of neck and neck and portrayed to be equal, this, that, and the third? I was like, okay, Kid better go by himself. I see what you got. I see what you got. So I did like that they separated him a little bit. We'll see what he does. And Hera, that shit was cool. I guess. Actually, real quick. Talk about the Hawkins thing. How do you want to feel about the Hawkins stuff?
Yeah, I was surprised that he's still fucking fighting on Kaido's side. Like, nigga, don't you see everything going to shit?
Yeah.
Like, everything is going left, nothing going right. Mm-hmm. Niggas fucking fighting each other. You got fucking Queen over here he points on his own niggas or this and the third. Like, bro, what are you still doing here? Just leave. Nigga, just leave the island right now. Get on a fucking raft and leave the island right now. Nobody gonna know you going. Trust me. Talk about, the percent. Nah, that shit lying to you. Get on a raft. Look, put 4 pieces of wood together. Get on a raft, and I promise you're gonna leave this place alive. So he was lying with that, but hey, he transformed. I'm looking forward to this fight. Shit. Let me see some hands.
No, I mean, like, I want to see Hawkins in action, but Killer, like, oh my god, I don't know about that. I mean, it is. You
don't like Killer's techniques?
It has nothing to do with Killer, to be honest. It has everything to do with Hawkins. I'm like, no, fight somebody else.
You want to see him fight somebody else?
I want to see him fight Kaido. I want to see him fight Kaido. Put him on the rooftop. He's a rooftop level, I promise. I'm talking shit. Nah, I mean, we'll see what happens because we might get a better sense of Killer's techniques and his punishment or not. But it's something to do and keep him busy. But I think what this helps me do is I do think that Zoro is going to end up fighting King. Actually, honestly, I think he is. I think he's gonna fighting King, and then because Killer's getting a matchup right now, right? So I think Zoro will get one down here. Now, that doesn't mean they couldn't possibly meet up with Luffy later or something, but I don't think they're going to go straight back to the rooftop anytime soon. We shall see, but I don't mind what he said to Kid about, hey, we already sold out, so I did what I had to do. But it's just like Timmy said, everything you see, but I think with him, as long as the probability's not in his favor, he won't act against it. That's just how he is, so... It is what it is. Hold on. Both Caps 1v1 Yonko. I'm stoked. Yeah. Killer fighting. Hawkins is for Kid. It's just, I know. Kid putting Tama in a box. He goes to Big Mom dirty. Oh, shit. One looks fire. I like it. Do you think Kid recruits Ulti and Pagemon post Wano? Why? I guess the thought never occurred to me, but, I guess if these guys can prove that they're really and truly over a Yonko, type beat, and maybe they're not trying to be a captain in the New World anymore. Sure, but I never thought about that at all. I never popped into my mind, so I'm not sure what to do with that.
I mean, Ulti a bad bitch. I don't mind seeing her more often.
Yeah. It'll be raw if Killer could subjugate them. If Kid gets them to his crew, that'll be pretty dope because like they'd be really strong. So a strong crew. Why Hawkins pull up on Kid and Killer when he said it was unfavorable? I was actually about to bring that up, which like the part that made me laugh. And he's like, "All right, my job is to stop both of you." Kid's like, "Yo, I'm out of here." He's like, "All right, good, because I don't want to fight both of y'all the same time." I said, "Nigga." This guy was fronting. He was posturizing so hard. He said, "Thank God." Dealing with two people from the Supernova? Nah, dog. I'm good on that. So, Hawkins is such an interesting character. I wish he was more important. I know he's not, but I think he's an interesting pirate. But it is what it is. Anyone else want to chime in on that, or should I move on to the Zeus?
Hawkins?
Yeah.
Nah, that's your boy, man. You can have the floor on that.
All right, I want to talk about Zeus real quick because I think this is the cross. We're getting to a crossroads here because obviously there's a bit of a tug and war with Zeus, with Nami, and Linlin. So what I'm interested, because it seems to me like with Zeus getting trapped again and Prometheus is like, "I have a favor," and he's like that, like fucking useless oath. I almost feel like she's ready to be like, "Fuck Zeus," type B, especially now that she has Hera, right? And Zeus got out the box and is now on his way. Excuse me, over there. And Nami's there too. Where I think at that point, the decision of who's gonna get Zeus, or if anybody, is gonna be made. I don't know if anyone else got that feeling though.
Yeah, see, at the beginning of Wano, I was wondering how Zeus was gonna stay with Nami, because if Big Mom was there, obviously she's gonna be like, "Yo, let me get that back." But now we're seeing that she's pretty much fed up with him at this point. I mean, I don't know if more so Big Mom and Prometheus, because
yeah,
Prometheus was pretty fucking annoyed, and then she pulled like what was it, lightning?
Yeah, it's a lightning homie.
Yeah, so she can ride on Prometheus, so she doesn't need Zeus to ride on him anymore. She doesn't need another cloud. So now she got Hera. Nigga, that fool Gora, did you see the size of that thing?
Yeah, because Onigashima, like, I know how it is, and when I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy.
That shit was huge. And it ties more into her line of attacks with, you know, the whole Shiva's Wrath thing and her using lightning instead of having a cloud to generate lightning. She just harnessed the lightning itself.
Ride the lightning? So, that's raw.
Now Zeus probably gonna stay with Nami because, like, as long as Big Mom is alive, then Zeus is gonna be around. It's only when she dies, then that's when it's gonna be gone because the social crew is gonna find a new user.
He controls magnetism. Wait, what? Wait, Nami getting Zeus obsessed because I wanted Kid to have kept Zeus to amplify his powers. Yeah, I think that's what this means. I think this means that Nami's gonna pick Zeus, or Zeus will pick Nami. I think this could become a bit of an interesting conflict because they're made from her soul, so it's just interesting to me. He controls magnetism and makes mechs and shit. Zeus is a living power pack for a kid. Imagine that real gun he uses on Big Mom, but a real gun with electricity. You mean his punk pistols? His fucking harpoons? That shit was whack. I think that was something else, but I hear you. I don't know, man. I just want to see Kid do something really, really clever with his ability. I did like the little box thing he did in flinging Big Mom off, but we'll see. We'll see. He said, he just shake my head like that. Little dinky harpoon. That shit made me laugh, bro. That's not going to work. I don't care how hard you think you're shooting that shit out. It's not going to pierce her. You need to cut it out, dude. Okay. I don't think we have any problem with Tama making more people be on our side by turning the smiles into our thing, but we did finally get the, like, you know, explicit confirmation that, so you guys can stop saying Tama's gonna throw a Kibi dongle in Kaido's mouth and he gonna start twerking for her. It's confirmed it doesn't work on Zoans. Just smile users. Can we stop now? Please. Stop it.
I thought that theory was dead once we found out that Conqueror's
but it hasn't been fully stated yet, and you know how these fucking One Piece fans are. If you don't put it in writing, outright, there is still a possibility until we properly, really and truly confirm that Luffy can use Future Sight during the Udon stuff. People were still like, he doesn't have it, even though Katakuri was literally saying it in the fight. He's starting to see the future like I do. So can we let that go? Moving forward, how did everybody feel about that Big Mom moment at the end? Because this is one part that if it's contentious, I actually understand. I don't know what people are saying, but it wouldn't bother me if anyone doesn't like this. Not one bit. Wouldn't bother me. I'll tell you why it doesn't bother me as much as it probably should. But how did everybody feel about that Big Mom moment with, like, you know, she punching the shit out of Page One? How did we feel about that?
That shit was raw.
For what reason?
For what reason? I already said why. Because it was that shit was a Russo swerve. I did not see that coming. That shit was gas. She said, yo, they give you problems? I bet. I'm like, hey, hold on. That freaking X variable, that complete unknown. I don't know what the rest of y'all niggas be caring about, because as I said, I don't know the logic y'all be having reading this series, but I seen that. I said, yeah, this go. As I said earlier in the stream, we need all the freaking all the support we could get. So she had to work her little freaking Ugu child powers. We here. I'll take it. I don't got a single issue with it.
By the way, Usopp's pose killed me when he took those pine cones and he was like, I said, yo, I love that man with all my heart and soul. He's so fucking funny. Pat?
Yeah, actually, this made me like Big Mom a lot more than I already did.
Interesting.
Because with the Yonko, right, specifically with Blackbeard, Big Mom, and Kaido, they've always been portrayed as these really, really cruel individuals that will step on anybody that gets in their way, or just step on people in general, cause collateral damage, and not give a fuck. But I was surprised that Big Mom still remembered Osuru and Otama in Okobori Town before, when she regained her memories. So, like, that act of kindness stuck with her, and she was like, yo, these niggas took care of me, gave me the food that they couldn't even indulge upon themselves, and y'all destroyed their town? Like, what the fuck? We pirates, but, like, we're not completely evil. Like, what the fuck going on? These niggas fed me, and this how y'all repay them? And she was like, it's standards. And I was like, yo, she's spitting right now. Like, this is what I want to hear from Big Mom. And Kaido's crew is just gonna be his undoing, man. These niggas is not it. All of them are failures. They keep causing problems for him. You need an upgrade if he gets a chance to upgrade, because yeah, he in trouble now. Big Mom mad.
So
she's gonna be taking out all his subordinates.
Here's my problem with this. All right. How do I phrase this? I don't have a problem with her having a stipulation that this makes her act on her own whim, because I think a lot of, we've seen this with a lot of characters, no matter how quote unquote evil they are. If there's something that's important to them, that they cherish, that they care about, they'll act on it. Dofi is a chaos merchant. Dofi cares about his family, the people who raised him, who are close to him. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Luffy's a fucking monkey. Do not mess with his Nakama. He will. The plan could be, the One Piece is right there. Hey, yo, this guy tripped Usopp. Who? He will leave the One Piece and go fight the nigga who tripped Usopp. You know what I'm saying? Like, he will leave the big picture goal on a whim for things that are important to him. So Big Mom having something like that is not the issue that I'm having. It's, didn't she call these motherfuckers dirty, nasty vermins when she was in the town? She like, ew, those fucking nasty ass niggas. Like, I didn't feel like she really showed me any respect towards Okobore Town in that sense. So this was a bit jarring to me. I was like, did she call them dirty or like that dirty little town? So I can't remember the quote verbatim, but I remember her not necessarily being like, oh, that town I went to, they gave me Goshiroko. I fuck with them. They're like, what's going on? So like, I don't know. Like, I thought it was weird. So again, it's not her having like a standard that's bothering me. It's what she said based on what I just saw not too long ago in Wano. This doesn't seem consistent. But again, that's not the problem that I'm really having. But hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird too.
I'm kind of probably more on your side with this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I knew Oda had to find a way to kind of like remove her from the picture because you couldn't have two Yonkos running around doing this, going crazy on them. So he had to find some way to remove her from the picture. I just don't know if I agree with how he did it or his choice, his method of if this is how he's gonna do it. I'm with you. It's kind of a bit jarring to me.
Hold on, people think Big Mom beating Kaido now. Y'all defending this? Shake my head. Yeah, I like how she remembered that. She literally destroyed countries because they didn't give her food. She destroyed multiple countries to get ingredients for the cake. Need Oda to give Simi the book and have tweener Big Mom. Kaido would have stunned her. She didn't care about them, only Sudu. Oda could have Big Mom beat Page 1 without doing all of this. She could have just showed with her advanced Conquer Talking 2. So it's the execution that upsets me. The whole mother mode doesn't make sense when she saw Momo on a crucifix and then nothing. Yeah, I don't think this is consistent, personally speaking. I think the mother mode thing, I think that's consistent enough, like a whole cake in moments when there was children. Like, she's not a good, don't get me wrong, she's not a good mother or good parental figure. But that, like, mother caramel, like, oh my god, we're gonna have a big happy family, it's gonna be a one race. Like, that's in her. So I get that. Especially since she knows Tama was nice to her when she had amnesia. That's not my problem. It's just like, what? Nothing you've done on Wano would make me believe that you would say something like this. Not once. You called them dirty. Said it was cool. Yeah, they fed me, but yeah, whatever backwater town type beat. I don't know, dude. The panel's raw though, and I don't care about Page 1 or Ulti, so I don't care how they go down. What I actually found more strange about that, like, is this nigga just holding on to Komachio? Like, swing your tail or bite or something. What are you doing? You just holding on? Like, how did you not body Usopp and Nami yet? I don't know. It is what it is. Again, if this part bothers you, I totally understand that. But Oda has just done so many things with Big Mom, it's hard for me to just like get mad at it at this point. I don't know what to tell you. Big Mom's just been weirdly handled. And part of it is, I think, that what you said earlier, Vince, it's just like, he's got to do the most to keep them occupied out the way or do stuff because the Yonko are so powerful and two at the same time is such a insurmountable hurdle. We got to do the most. Because one thing I didn't like about Whole Cake was that slow fucking chase. The ship going, Shion Prometheus, just fucking drooling. I'm like, bro, I don't fucking know for this, please. Stop. It's been like 30 chapters. This shit is mad annoying, so I'm not excusing that end part, man. That execution was wonky to me too, but I want to be clarified. I don't care that she has a standard or something she cares about, that she would act on a whim like this. It's what she said, based on what I just saw in Wano. That's not it.
I mean, yeah, she's a weird. I mean, he already did the whole fucking weird ass amnesia shit with her anyway.
That was awful. That was just awful.
Yeah, so fucking him doing weird shit with her at this point, it's just like, yeah, I don't really fuck with it. But hey, whatever. It don't bother me to the point where I'm just like,
yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, I don't really fuck with it. If you ask him for my opinion, yeah, no, he gotta do something with her whenever her time comes. I need more rawness and swag out of her.
Like, I would have been fine with her just being like, I don't like Page 1. And just backhanding the fucking, I swear to God, that would have.
just feel like that. Yeah, I agree. That's where I was at. She's just like, I don't fuck with these little burgers.
Yeah.
She just get rid of them because she felt like it. She just act. If her whole thing was just acting on a whim, because she just felt like it at any point, and it made her like mentally unstable because you'll never know what the fuck she gonna do. I'm cool with that. I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily care about standards.
How the nigga not stopping the dog? Page One's a fucking idiot. Doesn't Big Mom forget what happens when she has mental problems? I don't even know. Big Mom gets shafted because she's too strong. I agree with that. She's too good. By the way, Page One been chasing them for 20 chapters exactly. Oh shit, that's crazy. In chapter 934, she called people nice. No, she wasn't nice when she had the amnesia. It's when she got her memory back that she started calling them what she was calling them. I wasn't saying that she never was nice then. Like,
but
I genuinely believe she had a good time when they were being nice to her. Even though, like, you know, Luffy with the rice bowl Tama thing is very similar to that, very similar parallel because they both washed up. She got amnesia. You know, Luffy got fed by Tama. She got fed by like Sudu and stuff like that. Like all of that is fine and dandy. I have a problem with that. And I don't have a problem with her caring about it and feeling good about like what they did for her. And my problem was just I'm like, okay, does this make enough sense where I feel like it's justified that she just turned around and tried to punch Page One? And mind you, I don't even like Page One or care enough. Like I'm okay with this happening and we just keep it pushing. It's not that big a deal to me. But I don't want to, like, anyone who has a problem with this, I truly understand why. It's a raw panel. I love the fucking punch. Or, you know, they didn't connect, but hey, it looked cool, but I thought it was a strange decision, but I don't know if Oda there's a lot of weird things with Big Mom, so at this point I guess it is what it is. Yeah.
No, but I'm just confused on when she called them dirty. Like, I remember she said it was a backwater town, but I don't remember if she insulted them.
You might be right. Like I said, I can't remember verbatim, but I remember her kind of like she didn't say anything nice about the town. And actually, I don't know. If someone knows what that is at all, let me know. Y'all peeped this? What? Wedding cake. Then after she bodies Page One. Next chapter turns to attack the crew. At that moment, Kid interferes. Let's go. Kid gonna come with the save. I hope Page One, like I know they're dinosaur. Maybe he's in the Awakened Zone. I hope he gets back up. I hope he can still go. I actually want Usopp to beat him. Usopp and Nami and Tama. I don't really care. I want them all to beat them. But if this is how he goes down, I don't really care. I mean, I guess they could still take down Ulti. So we'll see what happens. But that's the only part of the chapter that really set me for a loop. Again, it didn't make me malfunction in Soul Circuit, but I didn't really care for it like that. I'll keep it pushing. But yeah, that wasn't it. What y'all think Kid about to do though? Why is he so confident? That's what I want to know. Oh, by the way, those exploding pie cones were raw. That shit was gas. I love those. But and them talking about getting hit all the vitals, that was funny. Solar plexus, I'm like, dog, these two cannot be together. They cannot. Just nothing will get done. One's just gonna keep trying to cower behind one another. It's mad funny. I love Usopp as per usual, of course. I think Kid's gonna show out and might awaken advanced conquerors. Really. Oh, I just need Kid to impress me at this point. That's all I need, man. But I hope he's about to show up.
Cusp.
Yeah, like he did a 1-2 in that chapter a lot. I was like, all right, I'm paying attention. The pump pistols weren't it, but oh, that fucking harpoon shooter, dog. Like, why did he do this? I'll never get over it. I'm like, bro, you're not just shooting that dinky little metal at her. Didn't you say you're taking scrap metal too? Not even like the finest of Wapole metal type beat. It's just like regular ass fucking swords and shit. So yeah, I don't got much else to say about the chapter. I mean, there's a couple other things that I like. I like Tama's determination. I think them being able to turn Kaido's old numbers against him is a testament to how like kind of idiotically he's run his own crew. So I like that. I always thought that was good. That they're just kind of throwing Kibidangos at people. And and hopefully Hawkins beats the fuck out of Killer so I get something from Hawkins. I'm gonna come back and Hawkins is standing over him like, I told you the probability was 92 and drop the cards on him tight beat and walk off. That's all I need to see. Grizzlies win? Yes, sir. Ja, blood clot Morant, nigga.
I'm feeling a huge disconnect because I don't want nothing. Only thing I don't want is to fucking read the goddamn manga. Like,
Fair enough.
I'm not saying like there's nothing I could think of where I say, okay, I want this to happen or this needs to happen type beat. I'm literally just here. Like, what the
Fair.
fuck that nigga give me is what the fuck that nigga give me. I mean,
Mhm.
hey, like, I really don't got an issue with the fucking Big Mom thing, especially considering the fact that these two was literally about to fucking kill each other the second they fucking see eyes on each other. So like, hey, shoot,
Here's the
Big Mom
thing to
probably.
me.
What happened? What's good?
Here's how I can easily rationalize this and be okay with it. But I didn't want to do that because I do that a lot. When Luffy was eating, he said this place fucking stinks. Remember? Yo, it smells in here. And that's similar to like the kind of one-off comment Big Mom made. But that doesn't mean that he wasn't grateful. That doesn't mean that she wasn't grateful. I could easily do that and keep it pushing. But I was just like, dog. I don't know if I buy this. Just based on what I've seen Big Mom and Hopsy act, I don't know if I truly buy this. If she has standards. Because I still think she's gonna betray Kaido. I don't know. We'll see. This could make sense in a couple chapters. But go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say next. I mean, like, if these niggas is really about to fucking kill each other the second they see eyes on one another, this nigga crew did literally fucking flip over Big Mom's ship and all that, right? I don't see why Big Mom wouldn't just be literally waiting for the littlest or tiniest excuse to be like, all right, party's over, team done, and then go right back to the fucking original plan of being at Kaido's neck. So, it's, I don't know, it's whatever. I'm feeling a disconnect with the fucking fandom. I don't think it's at that level of disconnect that I feel with the My Hero fandom, but y'all got it over there with that.
See,
Also,
I would have preferred if she would have did it like how you just said. She just like, all right, party over, fuck y'all, and she just punched him. Like,
I mean,
that would have been cool.
I don't really have a problem with the fucking mother mode at all, especially since she be like having fucking ugu moments over quote unquote exotic beings and
cute
shit
shit.
like that.
Cute shit. That's why that's why I said the mothering kind of mode thing. That's real. That's not capped. She has done that numerous times. Anyone trying to act that she doesn't have that kind of mother mode. That's they weren't reading. That's keep going though. Keep going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, wasn't that there since freaking Whole Cake? I mean, once they grow up, they're not cuddly and cute anymore. So she's like, fuck y'all. I'm not seeing the issue. That seems consistent to me. But no, like, even what you said, I didn't feel like she was insulting, like, or like completely shitting on the town and the fucking people. But as you already said the counter argument to that. So I'm just like, yeah, y'all got it over there. I'm chilling. I honestly liked it. I don't got an issue with it. Tama, she's doing some shit. She's having an effect on the tide of the battle, which I think is cool. So I mean, like, shit, that shit wrong with me, man. I don't give a fuck. Shit gets me.
Luffy would destroy a country for me. Big Mom might go. You feed Luffy, he's saving our country. Let's go. Luffy will do anything if you feed him.
Absolutely.
It's nice to be that simple. I wish I was.
You feed Luffy, he's your man's for life. Anything you need, he got you.
At the end of the day, I don't think it's like the biggest deal. But again, if someone doesn't like it, I don't think they're wrong to not like it. I guess is what I'm saying. This didn't open up some excruciatingly big plot hole that now this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, yada yada. It's just like a character inconsistency. But at this point, like Big Mom to me is just strong pirate lady. So I don't really see her as anything else. So
like also, like I don't know about y'all, but like the tone or like theme that I got from Big Mom, at least when I was fucking binging the anime until now, is that she's very unhinged. Not unhinged to the point where she's like type beat. She got no sense in the head. She like freaking banging her head on fucking the floor or whatnot, but unhinged to the point where you literally never know what the hell you're going to get next. Right? She could be level-headed.
She is very unpredictable like that. That's true.
Yeah, she could be level-headed. She could be ridiculously cruel. She could be quote unquote motherly and whatnot, right? So like even like
But you know what, Sammy? We always say something is clearly wrong with her. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, as I've always, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'm not even gonna talk about that. Y'all heard my voice enough. That yeah, and I would even argue like when she saw Chopper and Brooke again, like her plan was still to freaking make them hers, right? Yeah. She wasn't gonna try and kill them or nothing like that. So it's like I always feel like the type of Yonko she is that you never know what the fuck you're gonna get with her. And all the things that we've been seeing in Wano, there's not a single issue I have. So
fair enough.
I don't know. I'm just feeling a huge disconnect from what I've been told, what the fan base is feeling, and how I freaking look at it. But I'm in the same boat as Pat. I'm like, yo, listen, man, that shit was wrong.
I feel it. Well, you talking about Sad Man? He said the dude who translates all the interviews said the Kaido line this chapter was wrong. Is that when he says something? Because there's something he said twice that I thought was really weird. Hold on.
Yeah, the wider your smile, the wider your smile. He said that shit twice.
Yeah. I thought that was weird. So maybe something different. I generally what I do is I read about 3 different translations, and based on the tone and the feel of the 3 of them, I kind of try to derive my own meaning from the 3. So it is what it is. The OP fanboy opinion don't matter. I don't. Is that me? I don't know who you're referring to. But at the end of the day, I didn't hate the chapter like from start to finish. I just thought the ending was a little bit wonky. It's literally like my feelings in a nutshell. Everything else, I liked it. Wonder what Law's gonna be doing, and I'm really, really, really interested to see what the fuck which way Sanji went. I wanna know what Sanji's doing, Oda. Please, where's my guy? Where my chef at? Trying to see what he's up to, and what he's doing. So
I am on my hands, feet, knees. They are all touching the ground. Oda, feed me. Feed me. Motherfucking Zoro fans just went to Fogo de Chao. I need some food. Feed me.
Oh man. But yeah, ultimately for me the most interesting thing about the chapter for me was Zeus. For whatever reason. That was the thing that I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen with Zeus now. So excited for that. I wanna see what's happening with Ulti. Wow. Who's Who? Sorry, Who's Who and Jinbei and Sasaki and my guy Frankie. Clutty for them. I don't know what's going on with them. I need my Power Ranger back. Yeah. Okay, but Zoro and Sanji love fighting 3 commanders. Yeah, I mean, let's see.
Hello.
Who's left? There's Queen. I guess technically all of them. No, wait, no, we're getting Jack out of here because thank God in the back. I believe in him. Jack getting packed again. I have faith in my mink. So
Inarashi will not lose to that bum.
Yeah, he said you don't got no poison here, nigga. I love that. You don't have no respect for Jack. That guy's the worst.
As you shouldn't.
I know. The nigga's the worst, so we'll see that.
And nigga ain't done nothing to garner anybody respect.
You need Zeus and Hera hentai? There's tons of that. Literally tons. You want to see Zeus as a bird? You want to see him as a goat? There's tons. Just go. Literally look up Greek mythology. You can find plenty, dude. Any final words? I don't have anything else to say, really.
Yeah, I mean, listen. My Hero was raw. The One Piece was raw. Yeah. I like both series. That's it.
Hey, and there it is.
You know what he said.
All right. Shout out Deku. Shout out Rock Niggas.
I don't know about that. I mean, of course, you're a Rock Nigga, so of course you're going to shout out your brethren.
Invincible thoughts? Actually, okay, I got like 25 to 26 minutes into the episode. Before I really spoil some of the things that I really want to say, like when I do my Invincible podcast with Glam and stuff, but The Invincible show is its own experience that I think everyone should go through. I think it's very, very good in its own right. It's not the same experience as the comic, and I do think the comic book is a better experience in general from start to finish. But I do think the cartoon is doing a great job, and especially since it's getting a lot of people to read and buy Invincible, it's doing its job. So a lot of people are eventually reading it. It's hard for me to just watch it and take it at face value, the same way Abdel said it earlier on the TL, because I literally own every page of the comic book. It's on my shelf upstairs. So I'm when I'm watching it, I'm looking at it as an adaptation. How did you adapt the source material, as opposed to this being like, this is some show I've never heard of. What the fuck? This is raw. Why is it so violent? I have all the foreknowledge. I know what's supposed to happen, what's different, when something switched, when the character's gender or race isn't the same from the comic book. I see all of that. And none of that's really... But I do think it's still a really good show. My only thing is, if you really like Invincible, at some point, just... All I ask is give the comic book a fair chance. That's it. I'm not saying you have to like it, you have to read it, buy all of it. Give it a fair chance, though, because I do think that it's better than the show, ultimately, end of the day.
What I can say, from being on at least, I think it was issue like 80 now, if you like the show, you'll fucking love the comic book. I can say that.
Yeah. So I'll leave it there. I'm gonna try not to compare anymore. I mean, yeah, it's hard to do that, because the way, like I always say, I never actually really want a one-to-one adaptation. You have to use the advantage of the medium to your advantage, right? What does animation have that a graphic novel doesn't? Sound, movement, this, that, and the third. You want to use that to your advantages, so I get it. You can't always do a one-to-one. There's just a couple of changes that I felt like I just probably wouldn't have done it. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't have done some of the stuff with Debbie. I probably wouldn't have done it in the same way, but I always knew the first season was gonna end the way that Sage tagged me in that moment. I'm not gonna get into it because I know some people are only watching the show. I won't spoil it, but I figured the first season would end with that thing. I do feel like we're moving generally more quickly in a lot of ways, but it's still a great cartoon. Just an even better comic book is really all I have to say.
Yeah, I just thought the Amber ethnicity switch was weird. And
It's not weird. It's the time period that we're in. We need more. You have to fit. You need your black LGBT women, whatever quota for any show. Even if a show doesn't want to do it, they're gonna do it just to appease. Because obviously back then, 15 years ago, making a comic book with her being white and stuff is not gonna bother a lot of people. But nowadays, if everybody in this comic, if this show's gonna be white like that, they're gonna be like, where's the representation? So I understand some of the swaps. That's literally the least of my concerns. I like Black Amber more than White Amber anyway, so it is what it is.
Black Amber got more soul.
And I know, Bar, I know you don't like violence like that, so I understand. You're like the opposite of my grandma. My grandma don't watch nothing if it's not gory. People are not getting beheaded with their fucking guts leaking out. My grandma's like, someone getting beheaded, my grandma's like, yeah, hey, she in there, she jigging. So I don't know why she's such a violence merchant, but she is. But yeah, good show, better comic. That's literally the gist of what I got to say. I don't want to say too much because Timmy, he's gonna read it too, so do not want to. My grandma is pretty fucking metal. That is true. Season 2 will have more money and episodes. The money's not really that important though, so we'll see. Common mistake that throwing a bunch of money at an animation studio is what makes the animation better. That's not what makes it better. It's not the money. A lot of your favorite animation things have had an average budget. It's the staff and especially the pre-production schedule that will show out in the quality of the animation to show the movement and character design. It's not the money. I could have all the best fucking basketball gear and be ass because I'm not good at basketball. It doesn't matter that I have the fucking new tech shoes that make me jump higher, whatever the fuck. If I'm trash, I'm trash. You gotta be a good animator. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, it's like if you give me Tony Stark's suit, don't mean I'll be able to do what the fuck he do.
Yeah, I don't fucking know how to work that shit. Jarvis, help, nigga. Jarvis.
If Jarvis don't want to help me. Guess what?
Yeah. All right. Good night.
Here lies East. That nigga dead.
He thought he was Iron Man. So yeah. That's the thing. well, they will have a way better staff, or just gonna be way better. But yeah, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm just saying like it's just a weird. It's just a misconception that I see a lot, where like a lot of people are just like they put the whole budget into this scene. I'm like, dude, no. All of the best in-house animators did this sequence back to back to back to back. It went from Shida to Tate to whoever to whoever. Like, that's why this sequence is so good. The best, like, 6 people did it back to back to back. And they probably had ample time to do that. I'll make a video of that one day because, again, I can't. It's hard for me to get mad because I probably thought that way at one point. But when I shadowed one of my friends, he's a graphic designer and animator, and he explained it to me, I'm like, yeah, I'm dumb for thinking, like, throwing money at anything has never just made something good. You can have $100 billion to make a movie, and the movie's ass, right? So you gotta be competent at the end of the day. You got to have good animators who care about what they're doing, who have the time and direction with good leadership, that everything's flowing seamlessly. You ever see a scene, and the next scene you could tell someone completely different animated because the character almost doesn't look the same, proportions and all's off? Steven Universe is notorious for this because they don't storyboard shit. Steven will look fucking 5 feet, and then he'll look 3 feet, and he's squish. What the fuck is going on? So keep that in mind moving forward. So it is what it is. You got $100 bill, that movie's gonna be good. Stop capping. You got $100 bill. No, it wouldn't be. It'd probably look good, but that doesn't mean it'll be a good movie. All right, I'm out of here though.
You're
Nigga.